So we got the Smith Wesson 1000 right here, 12 gauge shotgun, and we're going to break it down right now and field strip it and clean it. The bolt was a little sticky in here, and we weren't getting full lockup, so the gun was cycling, but it wouldn't fire that second shell. So that means that it won't. So what we have to do here is we're going to remove the whole bolt mechanism, the action bars. There's two of them here, and we're going to have to remove our little gas ring right here, and there's a little C-clip right there, and we'll get some tools and take that out. But yeah, it pretty much comes apart like most other semi-auto loaders from this vintage, from 70s and 80s. So we got our little C-clip right over, and as you can see, there's a plunger in there, and this little bar goes right through it, and then it lines up with our little pin right here, and then you can take the whole assembly out right here. So now we got our little ring off, and we'll go ahead and we'll take this whole action apart. Hopefully this will just slide. I haven't taken this gun apart in so long. Oh, we got to take the ejection bolt lever back. Let me get that out. There we go. That came up pretty easily, and then this whole mechanism comes right out. Beautiful. We're going to go. Oops. Yeah, this is really similar to a Remington 1100. And we're going to go ahead, and actually it looks pretty clean, but it was malfunctioning a little bit for me today. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray all this stuff down, give it a good liberal coating. Give it a good liberal coating here of little gun oil. This. Little lockup bar right here. But this gun, it cycled everything. It was cycling target loads, it was cycling the high brass of full hunting loads, and then all of a sudden it just stopped cycling. And I was like, come on, and I was halfway through a video, and I was like, but I haven't shot this gun probably a good 3 years now, so. And it's been too long, but it's one of my father's old guns, and I basically retired it, and I've got more modern equipment that I don't want to bang this and ding this up. You can see how beautiful all the varnish or the shellac is and all the engraving on it is in this firearm. So I didn't want to mess it up, and it's in pretty good shape. So, but we'll go ahead and let this soak now. And we'll come back and we'll finish cleaning it up. And there's a lot of times with these auto loaders, these older ones seem a little finicky. And if they're not really clean and the springs aren't in really good shape, they won't cycle. And that's what it always comes down to in my history with these older auto loaders. They got to be in good shape. Your springs got to be good. They got to be free of debris. You got to get if there's sand in them. But depending on what you're using for them. I remember my 1100 when I first got it. There was sand in the whole trigger mechanism. It was just unbelievable. And so we'll go ahead and we're going to actually take the trigger mechanism out of here too. We'll do it right here. Usually, actually, we'll do this right here. We'll just use little screwdriver. Usually I should have a brass punch, but I don't have it right now. This isn't a good idea. You know what? We use one of these cleaning plug right here. This will work nicely. Probably one that would fit this. This one was 17 cal in this one. This one from the other side. That's proving a little stubborn. Let's do it with a little bit of oil. That's really in there. Alright, we might have to tap that with a little something. Alright, I'll get back to that. So we went ahead and we got our pins out right here. So you can see them, and they're still the indent. We're going to put a little more lube, so this trigger mechanism should just slide right out, if they're all the way out. Let's go ahead and pull them the rest of the way out right here. We'll give them a good lube. And they're two different sizes too, and that's pretty standard with these shotguns right here. You got a fat one, even modern day firearms, and two different sizes. We'll make sure those are very well lubed when they go back in, and the trigger mechanism should just slide right out, and there it is right there. Pretty simple. Got a little bit of dirt and a little bit of grime in there. So we'll go ahead and we'll hose this off. I'm a big fan of hosing something off and then letting it sit for a little bit. Let it sit for 10 minutes with lube on it. Let the lube do the work. Take the safety off. We'll release that hammer. And it's not firing. Oh, that's okay. It's not firing on another safety. That's going to blow my finger off. Alright, I don't know why it's not going, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, I can feel some gritty stuff on there. But that's good though. We're going to get it all off. It's going to be good. So we'll just let this stuff soak for a little bit, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes and see what it all looks like. Alright folks, we got everything cleaned. We did a real nice job on the trigger mechanism here. I've got a nice coat of, I like to put a nice coat of lube on everything and then kind of just wipe it off. That way you can see a little bit of lube still on there, you know, because I gotta do a better review on this gun. I did one this morning, it didn't go too well. It was windy, my targets were all blowing away. Then the gun wasn't cycling, and I knew it was just dirty. I knew the gun was alright because it started cycling and then it didn't. So I was kind of just aggravated with the whole thing, but I think it's good now, and I'm happy to, you know, I found a little dirt in it, and so we've got it clean right now. I'll just double check a couple of these pieces, but I think we're pretty good. I'm feeling good about myself right now and about the Smith Wesson 1000. So the other thing I wanted to point out was this stuff. I tried this for my first time with the Mosin Nagant that I had. This is unbelievable. It's basically a high pressured cleaner in here. I forget what the base of this is, but the whole thing, it all evaporates. And you can spray something with it, and it's got enough power to jet away 99% of the stuff. And pretty much this trigger mechanism, it did a great job on, so I didn't have to take the whole thing apart. And I was really happy with that. But this is really good stuff, and it's also got a lot of power behind it. There's a lot of pressure in this can, so it really hoses the stuff out. So let's go see if I can put this my shotgun back together here. Hopefully not stumbling too poorly here. But I always have a tough time with the action bars, getting those back home. And let's take a look here and just start slowly. There you go, that's lined up. Not quite. And then again, I haven't messed with this shotgun in years. There you go. That looks good. So remember, two different size pinholes. We've got a big one and a little one. There's the big ones in. There you go, those are in. We'll just send them home. Again, use the handle. It's nice rubber coated right here. Don't mess up the finish. That's it. They're in, and I put lube on those too. So then this is always the difficult part for me, the action bars. And our plug is in the end here. This is always the interesting part. So any recollection how to do this. You can get a little complicated. If this is not your everyday gun, there we go, that's it. You see I'm putting them in there and then I'm turning them 90 degrees and they'll fall right in there. It'd be nicer if I had a gun vise, but I do not. So then we will take, this is where the bolt rides, put that in there. And so we got it all together here. Basically I just held the gun vertically and just, you know, pinched in that carrier right there for the bolt, and then just basically laid the bolt and had it on an angle about that, and then just kind of slid it in there. And then you got to, you know, press down a couple of levers in there to get it to go into the gun. And then that's basically it. And it's one of those things where if you do it enough, it's really easy. And once I figure it out, I can do it in a second. But if you haven't done it with that particular gun, it's always a pain to get the action bars back in there. But and I've done it a bunch of times with, you know, with pumps and with the auto loaders. But I'm feeling really good. I got the gun really clean. I'm really happy about it. And now I'm looking forward to shooting it again. Because again, you know, I've kind of, these were my father's old shotguns, or this one was. And my brother and I, you know, we decided to retire them, and we've bought some new modern stuff. And, you know, we didn't want to shoot out our dad's old guns because it's one of the few things that we have to remember him by. But we're all clean here. We're all together. Beautiful firearm, and again, a lot of fun to shoot it. So I'll have to do a better review on it. And we'll put a little lube in the barrel nut and the magazine nut right here. That's plenty. But no, I'm excited, and it's a beautiful gun, and it, you know, it's tough to find a firearm these days that, you know, that has bluing on it like this, and, you know, and then to get wood, you know, a stock and a forend that are varnished, you know, like this is, I mean, you know, they call this like a grade 6 by now, you know, and it's just so expensive, you know. To get a gun, a firearm, you know, with this engraving on here, with this acid etched engraving, and this is also an aluminum receiver too, which is pretty cool technology for back in the day to keep the gun light. Again, this gun for an auto loader is really light. It's wild how, about 6 3/4 pounds this weighs, and it's just wild the performance you get out of this. But again, very good, very capable firearm right here. So we'll see if we get some positive lock up there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I can see it right there at the edge of the barrel right there. And so, yeah, I can feel it feels much better. I was having a problem before. The wasn't locking up. The handle was there, which basically means the lockup wasn't going up into the barrel. And so basically all I was doing was pushing it forward, and it would fire the shell. And so, but you can see it's locking up fine now, and it feels really nice. So that's basically all it needed, was just a good cleaning. And, you know, my brother might have used it last, and he's not as competent as I am with the. He's a good shot, but he's not as mechanical as I am with it. But basically, wipe everything down, and also with these old bluing guns, you want to try to make sure that you wipe down all your bluing and you don't leave any fingerprints, because fingerprints over time on old bluing steel can rust. So that's basically about it, but thanks for watching.